It should have been a perfect Christmas Eve for Los Cinco Pintores. The tight-knit group of artists were like a family who shared everything. Little Shuster had just the great fortune of selling a painting, and had convinced his friends that they should blow the earnings on tequila and a nice dinner, and not to worry about what the next year would bring. The men had food and drink, a warm hearth, and each other's company. But as they ate, no one seemed to be in good spirits. Shuster tried desperately to cheer his comrades up, but they were having none of it. Finally, he grabbed his sketch pad, ripped out 5 pieces of paper, and laid them out in front of each of the painters. He told each friend to write down what was on their mind, and each man did. And he lit a fire right there at the table. As the men watched their gloom burn, they suddenly filled with laughter and joy. Their worries had vanished. And so, Zozobra was born. And he grew. And he burned. And slowly, in his mind, the story of Shuster's new gloomy creation took shape.
One particularly hard year, when the livestock were extra skinny, the chile shriveled, and the squash bugs ate all the calabacitas, the gente had to work harder and harder than ever for less and less. And as the summer waned, slipping into fall, the people of Santa Fe's misdeeds, doubts, despair, and depression began to accumulate into a dark cloud that hung low over the village. Slowly but surely, this dark cloud began to take shape. So powerful was it that it reached the mouth of a small cave high in the Sangre Cristo Mountains. A jealous and mean-spirited old specter named Zozobra materialized. As the powerful fog reached him, he fed off of it. The gloomy thoughts gave Zozobra strength, and he grew and grew until no one in the little village could escape the pall he cast. Desperate to wrench the valley from the spell, the mayor and the elders gathered to formulate a plan. In order to lure him out of his cave and capture him, the elders invited Zozobra to a feast in his honor. With his enormous ego urging him on, Zozobra accepted the invitation. Finally, his opportunity to invade the town and rob it of its most precious possession, its hope. He dressed in his finest dinner attire and headed to the feast. Zozobra came to the outskirts of town, eager to set his sinister plans in motion. There, on a hill, he was met by the townspeople. As the sun set, he cast a spell on the children of Santa Fe, driving hope and happiness out of their minds and replacing it with gloom and despair, transforming them into his underlings, the Gloomies. The Gloomies ransacked the city, and just when it seemed Santa Fe would be lost to darkness forever, the townspeople joined hands and dug deep into their hearts to find their love and their hope. They emerged carrying torches to beat back the darkness. One by one, the children were released from the sorcery. But the torches sputtered, and darkness fell again. A chant rose up from the darkness, first as a single voice, and then as a chorus. Burn him! Burn him! Burn him! Burn him! Burn him! As more and more voices joined in. Hope welled in their hearts, and just as their despair created Zozobra, goodwill materialized into his nemesis, the fire spirit. The people cheered, and the fire spirit taunted Zozobra and danced circles around him. The two locked into the timeless battle between light and dark. As Zozobra prepared to snuff the fire spirit out with a smothering fist, his robe caught alight, and he began to burn. As Zozobra burned, he began to roar. The people cheered, and he was turned into a pile of ashes. Everyone felt the warm glow, and the pall was lifted. But alas, gloom will always arise again out of humanity's faults and failings. Depleted though he was, a tiny speck snuck away that night to lie in wait until the next year, when worry would rise again. That is why every year to this day, we bring our divorce papers, our old bills and parking tickets, our diagnoses, detritus and debilitating letters of desperation, and lay them all at the feet of old Zozobra and burn him down. And we like to think that Will is out there, somewhere, looking on and smiling.